Hi, welcome to Infodumpies. My name's Brianne. I'm autistic, I have ADHD, my pronouns are she, her, and I know one weird trick that makes dermatologists hate me.
Hi, my name is Violet. My pronouns are she, her. I have ADHD, and I bet you didn't know this. Skin is actually a human construct, and I will not be elaborating on that.
All right, I would never imagine asking you to elaborate on that.
Good, thank you. But could you elaborate on other, skin stuff?
Yes, so today, basically, I won't regale everyone with everything that's been going on, but it's been a rough, month in the Leeson-Lantz household, and my brain is tired. So I asked my friends on Instagram what easy for Brianne topic I should do my next episode about, because my brain is tired and when my brain is tired, I don't have the intrinsic motivation to go down research rabbit holes for fun. My brain is just too tired. You know what I mean? So for this one, I picked something that tired brain hasn't been having fun researching, but you still will have fun dumping about. So
Yeah.
I made a poll and I asked if people would like to know about my skincare routine and what I use and why, or if people would like a where to start watching Star Trek sort of walkthrough of the different Star Trek series. And 83% of respondents wanted the skincare routine, and I was actually surprised. The Star Trek one will come later, so if you voted Star Trek and that's not happening, that's in Mama's back pocket for when I'm tired again. So today we're going to be going through my skincare routine, which I feel douchey being like, so you've all been asking about my skincare routine.
Hi guys, so you've all been asking about my skincare routine. Today we're going to talk about...
83% of you said, yeah, sure, when I told you about it specifically. So here we are. Skincare routine. Before I start saying anything, one thing that bothers me when people do, get ready with me or skincare routine, videos for Harper's Bazaar or Vogue, they never talk about, hey, this is what my skin is like. Because they could have I have dry skin and they could have oily skin, and someone's like, oh, this person has great skin, I should use this product. They don't have the same skin as you, right?
Yeah. Last time I checked, anyway.
Last time I checked. I hope not. That would be weird.
Yeah.
Much like anything else, a lot of this is dependent on genetics, and you could use everything I use and it still be your skin react horribly to it because we are different people. So when I'm bringing up specific products I use, you're going to see a trend because there's a brand that works for me really well, but brands are not the important part. It's the ingredients themselves that I choose it for. So you already know which brand is going to get mentioned a lot. They don't pay me.
Yeah, L'Oreal,
I just like
obviously.
their stuff. Oh, yeah, no. Okay, so for me, I have dry skin. I also have PCOS, so I have been getting cystic acne since I was 8 years old. It's mostly controlled now because of everything I do. I'll get a bump or two around my period sometimes now, and I think that's partly my routine and age. But yeah, my skin is pretty dry. So dry skin, acne, mid-30s. And when I hit 30, I started getting some rosacea, which is really common for people who deal with acne in their teens and 20s. So I have some rosacea I'm dealing with. That's what my skin's doing.
Yeah, I would say my skin is very chill and cool and normal most of the time.
Your skin, you could use dish soap and you'd probably be fine.
Yeah, maybe.
You're one of those people.
Yeah, I have I didn't used to have chill skin, I should say. If I don't wash my face regularly, I'll break out like crazy, especially around where my hair is. For whatever reason, my skin does not like my hair very much, but that historically,
that is oils from your hair.
That makes sense. But
there is a specific also type of acne, I forget the name of it, but it's basically saying your hair products touching your head is causing this.
You know what? It may have been a particular hair product I was using. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, for context, I didn't have a ton of acne in my teenage years. I did have a lot of I had a lot of forehead acne, probably from my hair products that I was trying to use. And so there was quite a long phase where I actually I did the full emo thing where my hair was in front of my face.
Yeah, that was actually probably causing the forehead acne.
It was a snake eating its own tail situation, for sure. It was an emo kid bespeckling their own forehead situation.
So, yeah, if you don't know what your skin type is, so skin type is not a dermatology thing. Skin type is a cosmetics thing. But if you're trying to figure out what products will have ingredients that will probably work better for my skin, a good way to test what kind of skin you're dealing with is to take your shower, do whatever you do, wash your face and stuff, and then for like half an hour after your shower, don't apply anything to your face. Nothing at all, just leave it. If it feels tight and kind of tight and stretched, you have drier skin. If it starts feeling like you have an oil slick, you have oily skin. And if you're like, oh, I'm feeling oily in my T-zone and then kind of dry elsewhere, you have combination skin, and you kind of get an idea of where your dry and oily spots are.
Okay, that makes sense. I know for me, I tend to feel toit if I don't put anything on.
Like a tiger.
So I think I lean towards the dry side, but not very much.
And the older you get, the drier your skin gets.
That makes sense. Because I was going to say, it didn't used to be like that for me. And also, honestly, if I don't put any lotion on or anything like that after I shower, it's a very mild annoyance, a feeling of dryness. But it's mainly where I've shaved, like on my face or my pits or whatever. It's like,
yeah, no, mine gets dry. I'm also eczema prone. And I have mast cell activation syndrome, so I'm dealing with a lot of like allergy rash stuff just to inform things. And I'm also pretty sensitive to certain ingredients, so to inform that. So, morning skincare routine. Wake up, wash my face with like lukewarm water only. Unless you have very oily skin, most people do not need to wash their face twice a day. It is more important that you wash your face before bed to get all of that off, all of the actual like pollution and other things you encounter during the day off of your skin when your skin's trying to regenerate at night. But in the morning, you haven't been doing anything. You haven't really been sweating like you'd be doing if you're out and about. Like, for most people, just a gentle, like, just kind of splash my face with some lukewarm water, kind of gently massage stuff, you're done. So for me, just tepid water in the morning. And then we get to our first active of my routine. And an active is a skincare term for, this is the active ingredient in a product that I've really purchased it for. This is the thing that's doing the bulk of the work. Everything else is the vehicle sort of carrying that. This is the star of the show.
Gotcha.
So the first thing I apply in the morning is my vitamin C serum. Vitamin C comes in several different forms when used cosmetically. The form that has the most scientific backing behind it is L-Ascorbic acid.
L-Ascorbic?
L-Ascorbic acid. There are other forms on the market. There are things that are like esters of vitamin C. I could do a whole episode on vitamin C stuff. All that to say, L-Ascorbic acid is the one that has the most scientific backing behind it from studies that are not industry studies. So an industry study is in cosmetics realm is a cosmetic company paid for an ingredient they're using in something to be tested. And if they're paying for it, of course, they want their ingredient to look favorable. So the study can kind of... So some of those studies are actually structured well, depending on the company, but others are not. L-Ascorbic acid has a lot of data that is not industry funded. The problem is it is extremely hard to formulate because it can oxidize very quickly. It is an antioxidant, so if it's exposed to sunlight, if it's exposed to just over time, it oxidizes. So it is important when finding one that you find one that has as opaque of packaging as possible.
Now, when you say opaque, like I've seen skincare products often are in like dark brown containers. Is that enough, or do you need like you can't see through it?
That helps, and that certainly helps, and that's part of the reason you put things in that dark brown glass. But for me, so I use the vitamin C serum from Prequel Skincare, and that is in a completely opaque pump bottle package where no light is making it through. Cool. So if you find a formula you like that has the dark glass, which there is, the most popular vitamin C serum is the CE Ferulic from SkinCeuticals, and that is in a darker glass sort of dropper. It is also $178 for a bottle of it. Yeah, no, that's a crock of shit. So I use the vitamin C serum from Prequel Skincare, which is, I would say, the best dupe on the market for that CE Ferulic. And SkinCeuticals is owned by, I believe it's L'Oreal. So they have all of this money to make sure that they stabilize the L-Ascorbic acid. So it's called CE Ferulic because it has vitamin C, vitamin E, and ferulic acid in it, which is another thing that helps stabilize the L-ascorbic acid. In the Prequel Skincare one, they have vitamin C, vitamin E, and then a completely different acid that also helps stabilize it. So it's great. The vitamin C serum itself, and like I said, you're going to hear a lot of Prequel products, but I just like their price point and their products. So
yeah, I get it.
Again,
they're pretty chill.
Yeah, so if you find another brand that you like that is not this one, go for it. Everything I have is going to be cruelty-free and vegan and anti-Zionist companies. So yes. So I use that one. It's $23 and one bottle of it lasts me like 2.5 months.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So my face has been rinsed. I've put on my vitamin C serum. Then comes the sunscreen. Now, if you have not listened to our episode on sunscreen, please go listen to it. I do not care how dark your skin is. You do need sunscreen. The darkest human skin only provides an SPF of 15, and it is recommended that you wear an SPF 30 to help prevent sun damage, which isn't limited to cancer. And when skin cancer is found on people with darker skin, it is found when it is much more severe and much more likely to have spread and much farther along. So please protect yourself. Everyone should be wearing sunscreen.
Yeah. If you haven't listened to that episode, I'll summarize it really quickly by just saying, wear your goddamn sunscreen.
That's the title.
Yeah.
So I wear my sunscreen. I am a very big fan of chemical sunscreens. My Chemical Sunscreen, and
favorite band, favorite sunscreen.
Yes, but I like Korean sunscreen because they have chemical filters we don't have here, and they do not burn my eyes, they do not burn my skin. Very gentle. The one I've been using lately is the Isntree hyaluronic acid, like watery sun gel. It's not actually a gel. They say gel, but I have drier skin and it's got several forms of hyaluronic acid in it. So it also just kind of plumps up and moisturizes more because I have dry skin. It's not greasy. It does leave you with like a little dewy complexion, but I use that on my face and my neck and my chest, and I hit my ears and stuff. If it's winter and I'm feeling a little drier, I will add, like, before I do sunscreen, I might do a light moisturizer, but most of the time, your sunscreen is good to be your moisturizer. So most days, it's cold water, my vitamin C serum, and then it is my sunscreen. For body sunscreen, I like another Korean sunscreen called Derma B. And basically, if I have skin exposed somewhere, it's going on there. So yeah. That's my favorite one.
One thing I want to ask about, and I think I know the answer, but I want to make sure that I am correct about the answer. And also, it's a good thing to ask, I think, for any, people just getting into skincare stuff. When you talk about stuff like having like hyaluronic acid and you're talking about using that as like a moisturizer, I think when I first started talking to you about skincare stuff and I heard you talking about, I put this acid on my face, my brain went, oh God, what? How does that make sense? How does that not hurt or feel bad, right? But I think it's important to note that your face has a pH, right?
Your face is more acidic.
Yeah, exactly. So when you put acids on it, that is helping. Correct me if I'm wrong. It entirely
depends on the acid.
Oh, okay, cool.
So hyaluronic acid is technically an acid because where it sits on the pH scale, but it's more helpful to everything has a pH. It just has acid on the end, so it is acidic to some degree. It is not acidic the same way as like glycolic acid, which people were burning their faces off with at the beginning of COVID with the ordinary serum, because that one will help your dead skin cells off. This one attracts water. So you put it on your skin. It is not going to disrupt your skin barrier because it is acidic and helps support the skin barrier. And it's also pulling in moisture because it helps hydrate. So it's a difference between hydration and moisturization. Hydration is drawing moisture in to your skin. And then a moisturizer is occluding it to stop your skin from losing that water into the atmosphere.
I never knew the difference between those two.
Yeah. So a lot of the time people will be like, I don't understand. My skin is so dry. I've been using so much moisturizer. They're using a lot of things to keep moisture in, but nothing to draw that moisture to them. So that's one reason I like
You built a dam, but the river ain't flowing.
Exactly. So my morning routine, face with cold water, vitamin C serum. I use my sunscreen, face, neck, chest, anywhere that's exposed. I'm doing that every day because a lot of people are like, well, what if I didn't plan on going out? Or what if the UV index is really low? The UVA rays still come through your windows, and those are the ones that can hit you deeper, and they're not going to be burning you, but they're still going to be contributing to damaging the collagen in your skin. And at the deeper levels, it is more related to melanoma, which is like the worst of the skin cancers. So I'm not reapplying when I'm home alone. It's not like I'm slathering it on every 2 hours. I'm not reapplying it to my body. I'm not doing that. But I think it's easy.
I just pictured you as the main character in Home Alone, just like slathering grease
on myself. Yeah, that's
for
me.
some sort of elaborate trap. Yeah.
No, that's just me after I shower.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Sometimes I walk downstairs and I'm like, oh, Macaulay Culkin. Oh no, it's just
me.
Brianne.
Just greased up me.
Sorry. Just greased up me.
Just greased up me. But yeah, no, she liked that.
I almost want a shirt that just says "just greased up me."
Just greased up me.
It's just greased up me.
But I apply it every day because the UV index may be low, but if I'm spending a couple hours outside, I'm still accumulating UV damage. I am using certain ingredients that are going to work better if I don't also accumulate more UV damage. And then so often we think, I don't need the sunscreen, I'm not going anywhere. And then you're like, oh, but I do take my dogs out several times a day. And I did go, oh shit, I need to go to the post office. And then I did say, oh, fuck, we're out of toilet paper after I'm at the grocery store. And if you didn't apply your sunscreen in the morning, you're not applying it before you're taking your dogs for a walk. You're not applying it before you're going to the grocery store. Like, you're not. So it's just easier to apply it and just make it a regular habit for me.
Yeah. Having a routine is like, I would not be able to do so many self-care things if they weren't incorporated into a routine for me.
Yeah. So that's why I think just wear the sunscreen every day. Just do it.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool that we have an anti-cancer, like cancer preventing drug. And also, you cannot make homemade sunscreen, okay?
Oh, yeah.
And sunscreen is not giving you cancer. I could do a whole other episode on that. That's been rampant on the internet, watching people make their own sunscreen out of like diaper rash cream and beef tallow. I'll lose my fucking mind.
Yeah, you'll have more luck making your own moonshine at
100%
You'll
you
still
will.
probably end up blind.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
You'll have better luck. But okay, so that's my morning routine. It's simple. I don't want to spend a lot of time doing stuff in the morning. You don't need a lot. I feel like nothing I'm going to talk about today is over $20-something because luxury skincare is a scam.
Yeah.
And that's another...
I think there's a couple prequel things that are like 24, maybe.
There's a serum I actually ordered to try out that's 28 from them.
Whoa.
But I haven't tried it yet. It's like a hydrating serum thing that I think for winter here in Minnesota is going to be a good idea. That's another thing. Your skincare routine should change as the weather changes because your skin will need different things. So I'm gearing up for the winter where it is going to be much less humid. There's going to be more wind. It's going to be more drying. And with my dry skin and how eczema prone I am, that means we need hydration and moisturization. So I'm looking at this hydrating serum, seeing if it's going to help me in this upcoming winter. So it may or may not. I'll report back later, but I'm pretty pleased with most of their stuff.
That makes a lot of sense. And, given how I'm getting a little bit older, my skin's seeming a little bit drier, I may want to get something hydrating myself. I was about to say moisturizing, and then I caught myself. I have plenty of moisturizers, but I don't think I really have much in the way of hydration.
And
Although, would something like I know you mentioned like just lukewarm water in the morning. Does that hydrate?
so that is kind of a catch-22 because it does, but unless you occlude that with something else, that water is going to evaporate off of your skin and then take some of the water that was in your skin with it. That is called transepidermal water loss. And so this water loss is trans.
And it only happens to trans people?
No, everyone.
Wow, everyone's trans. You
I heard it here first. Everyone is trans. But yeah, so getting your skin wet and then not applying a moisturizer is a really easy way to get your skin drier. But if your skin is slightly damp and you put a moisturizer over it almost immediately, that's a good way to lock in the moisture. It just has to be done fairly soon after.
Kind of back to back.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me propose this. You're not saying like splash water on my face and then immediately go in with the cream. You're saying like rinse the face, dab gently with a towel to get the globs of water off.
Yeah.
And then just while your face is damp but not wet,
yeah,
then
so
lock
that's
it in.
exactly why.
And then lock in.
Yeah, then you have to lock in. Well, that's exactly why you see Violet's making the most intense face.
I'm trying to figure out my locked in face.
But that's why you see me very insistent after my shower, where I'm like, I have to grease up tutor to snooter. Because with my eczema, I don't want the transepidermal water loss on areas I'm prone to eczema. So I get out of the shower and then I lock that moisture in because I do not want dry and flaky zones.
Yeah. Especially near your tutor or your snooter.
Oh God, that would be awful.
No dry and flakiness. Oh,
I'm actually the snooter is actually pretty prone to getting eczema around my snooter. So
oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, your poor
My
snooter.
Poor snooter. So, as someone who is acne prone, a lot of the way I take care of my acne is by understanding what foods are specific triggers to me. So I incorporate that in my skincare routine. Acne has, well, first of all, if you have acne, it is not your fault. It is not that you are dirty. It is not that you're not trying hard enough. It is not that you are eating the wrong things. It is not that...
It's because you're sinning.
If that were the case, I would still have acne, Violet. It's science.
Unless.
But I'm saying, I'm very serious though. I'm saying that because as someone who had really horrible acne, everyone who had a few pimples on their forehead because they were using too much got-to-be gel in their emo hair.
I wish that's all it was.
Those people will be like, we'll just wash your bangs better. We'll just do this. And that's, for a lot of us who have cystic acne, is not the case. So I had some foods that were causing some of my acne, and there's actually scientific backing behind it. But that was for my acne, because people get acne for different reasons. Skin and bodies are so complex. So for my PCOS, there was a study that showed for some people, dairy actually makes acne worse. It's not everybody.
Oh.
It's not everybody. Some people with acne will cut out dairy and there will be no difference because that is not the thing contributing to their acne. But when I became vegan in my late teens, early 20s, a lot of my body acne just disappeared. And it was mostly on my jawline because I still had PCOS. Like, I'm still getting the hormonal acne, but that's a big thing for me. So that is the way I eat directly affects my skin. I also am prone to what gets called fungal acne, but it's not acne at all. And with my MCAS, there are certain foods that will make me have a fungal acne breakout. And I know what those foods are. So if you suddenly have a breakout, and you're trying to figure out if something you're eating may be triggering it, it just might be kind of worth it after you notice something start to go, what did I eat? Okay, let me pay attention to next time I eat that thing and see if I get more breakouts again. So
that makes sense.
Your own little process of elimination. So my evening skincare routine.
But we haven't even talked about 11sies or your midday.
There is no midday thing, really. Like, okay, well, I take that back. The only midday thing there might be. No. The only midday thing
Sorry.
The only midday thing there might be is if I've done something where I've gotten sweaty, but I am not going to have a chance to shower. I love a hypochlorous acid spray. Hypochlorous acid also says acid. Sounds very scary. Not going to hurt your skin.
It's listen, ever since you showed me that stuff, it's like magic water. I don't understand how it works or why it does what it does, but that shit is awesome. And I don't it's like I'm a big proponent of the phrase cure all cure nothing, but like it is so multifunctional and useful. I am just flabbergasted that more people don't know about it.
Hypochlorous acid is extremely gentle. It is antibacterial and antifungal. And my favorite way to use it is if I've gotten kind of sweaty and I'm not going to get the opportunity to go wash my face or go take a shower. Spritz some hypochlorous acid to help disinfect whatever bacteria is on your skin. This helps neutralize a lot of that and helps me get to my actual time I can go shower it off and minimize my breakout. So
yeah,
for me, I noticed that making sure I changed and showered as soon as I finished working out was important for acne too, because my skin will just make a pimple at the drop of a hat. So hypochlorous acid is good for 11Zs. If I've done something, I've gotten kind of sweaty, spray it on the under boob. It's great for the under boob.
Oh, yeah.
On your back, on your chest, wherever you get acne. The only thing is that it is something that has oxygen as part of it. And because antioxidants are looking for things that oxidize oxygen, it will kind of neutralize your whatever antioxidant you have on. So I'm not going to apply this right after my vitamin C. It's not getting done preventatively. Oh, and I didn't say why I use my vitamin C. Let me go into that. Having an antioxidant in the morning is great because your skin is going to encounter things that are trying to cause inflammation and may damage your skin during the day, whether it be pollution or just stress. It's mostly UV. Having an antioxidant in the morning helps your sunscreen do its job better. So your sunscreen is going to have its listed SPF for longer because it has this antioxidant sweeping up a lot of this oxidizing UV stuff. Going, oop, let me get that. Ooh, let me grab that. Ooh, let me take care of this.
Okay, cool.
There's also some data that shows that vitamin C may also help increase skin cell turnover some more. I don't feel like a lot of it is as compelling as other stuff, but it has skin brightening qualities. For me, I'm using it to help my sunscreen do its job better.
You already mentioned it, but I was gonna say that most of the use cases I've heard for vitamin C was for brightening skin and like dark under eyes and stuff like that. But honestly, on that note, in combination with sunscreen, it is the best anti-aging because sunscreen is the best anti-aging thing you can get. You've told me that multiple times.
Yeah.
So yeah, you want to fix those dark under eyes? But go for it.
That's that.
Vitamin C and sunscreen.
Part of that's genetics. Like under eye is different.
That's a bad example.
For me, my under eyes are dark because I'm in my 30s and my orbital bones are moving as you lose bone in your face and stuff. And I have herniated fat pads, which are completely normal, that cause some shadows and dark circles. So dark circles have so many causes. Some are just genetic. And a lot of people not liking them comes down to we're taught to think this trait, which is not usually seen in white people, is unattractive when actually it's just a variation of humans. So dark circles under your eyes could have a million reasons. Yep. It's fine.
Yeah. If you ever somehow happen to see a picture of me when I was like 8 to 10 years old, roughly, I looked high as shit. I looked like
even earlier.
Oh,
There's a picture of you as a little tiny baby where you're just like going, whoa, how did I get here?
Yeah, and I've got just big old under eye bags. And I still, like, my glasses kind of help hide it. But, like, if you see a picture of me without glasses, I have pretty distinct, I don't even know what you call it. What's that line that goes from
the tear trough.
Yeah, the tear trough. I have pretty deep tear troughs, right? And that really, when I was younger, accentuated the under eye bag shape on my face and made me look high as shit. You know, now that I wear glasses, it hides that a lot.
Yeah, not a thing to fix. Sometimes it just means you had a lot of salt the night before and it's not the end of the world and they'll go away. It's not a big deal. But the evenings are where I get wild.
Oh.
The evenings are when the gadgets come out. The
Do we
gadgets.
need to pause the podcast?
The gadgets.
Hold on, let me I have a couple gadgets over here. We can try it together.
So in the evening is the most important time to make sure you're actually washing your face. Like I said, you are sitting in traffic is actually one of the places where you get a lot of pollutants hitting your skin.
Oh my gosh. I can't even I just realized if you don't have your like AC in your car on circulate and you're blowing your AC on your face, you're just getting car exhaust blown on your face through a car air filter, of course. But like, how much is that doing?
But even so, even without having it on circulate, that stuff is still getting in there and circulating around.
Yeah, the stank of outside.
Yeah, and people were freaking out about benzene being present in some sunscreens, and you encounter something like exponentially higher, like a lot higher, so much higher amount of benzene from just being in a car in traffic for an hour than you would ever get from that sunscreen.
Yeah.
But anyway, so washing your face at night is important because you come into contact with a lot of things that are called reactive oxygen species. So the bacteria on your skin, and it creates a lot of inflammation if they're left there overnight. So your skin has been getting damaged by UV rays all day, encountering pollution, just dealing with stress and stuff. You are wiping everything down. You are cleaning everything off. So while your skin is recovering at night while you're sleeping, it has a clean slate.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I use from Prequel, it's called their Cleanser. It's a portmanteau of glycerin and cleanser, and it is 50% glycerin.
Glycerin, to be clear, it is not a combination of glizzy and cleanser. I checked and I asked.
No, it is not for cleansing your glizzy.
Well,
unless... you could, you could.
Not to, don't knock it till you try it. That's all I'm going to say about that. If you need to glaze your glizzy, the cleanser.
It is 50% glycerin, and glycerin is a humectant, which is a term for something that draws water into itself.
Okay.
So like hyaluronic acid, it is really good at hydrating your skin.
Got it.
So remember how we talked about locking moisture in is really good?
Yeah.
Imagine using a humectant, a hydrating thing that pulls water into your skin in your cleanser, where you are coming into contact with a lot of water for the glycerin to draw into itself.
Yeah. This stuff does look, I'm going to say it does look like cum. It does.
Yeah, it do look like a clear genital substance. I'll say that.
It's very much got the texture of it.
It is, but it has a gentle foam to it, which if genital substances did die, you need to see a doctor immediately.
It depends on how vigorous. No, I'm just kidding.
If you shake yourself real fast.
But
Lord. I like the cleanser because it is fragrance free, and fragrance is the top irritant for a lot of people with sensitive skin. There are certain types of fragrancing agents that they have to list individually because they are so known to be irritating that a consumer, they decided, needs to be able to identify those, like linalool, geraniol. For most things, they can just put fragrance, and that's proprietary, and you have no idea what that means. It just means we put these in there to make a smell. So as someone with sensitive skin who very often is dealing with a compromised skin barrier, because eczema means that your skin is not producing everything it needs to for a healthy skin barrier. I forget the exact thing that your skin doesn't produce enough of, but there's a genetic component. So for me, I'm just trying to minimize things that could irritate my skin. I don't believe fragrance is evil, but there are some people who are better off not using fragrance things. And I am one of those people. So I like the cleanser because I can use that, and it feels like I have used, when I get out of the shower, even with dry skin, it feels like I've used a light moisturizer already.
Yeah. And that's kind of my experience as well. Like at first I felt like, oh, this isn't cleansing as well. But again, I was confusing that like dry, excessively dry feeling that I was like, oh, that must mean it's working. It feels very clean. It feels very different. But I just don't feel as dry, and I've had to like retrain my brain to understand that dry does not necessarily mean clean. These old cleansers are not working in the same way as this cleanser is because it is 50% glycerin. It feels like it's not working at first.
Yeah, but it absolutely is.
It absolutely is. Yeah, yeah.
So I use that. It is not drying. It is only $23 for a 400 milliliter bottle. It lasts so long.
Yeah.
You need like half a pump to get your face and neck. It lasts such a long time. But that is my favorite. Humectants are great, and like hyaluronic acid and glycerin are both humectants. The one thing is that if you live in a drier climate, or you have not wet your skin in the process of using the humectant, it will try to pull moisture from somewhere. If it can't pull it from the air, it's going to pull it from your skin.
Oh no.
Yes. So that is why even after using something like the cleanser, you really should seal that in with a moisturizer that has something that is at least somewhat occlusive to help lock it in. You are putting a shield on your skin's natural barrier. You are helping your skin barrier better.
Yeah.
So after I wash my face with that, I will double cleanse with that. Double cleanses are really popular, and usually it involves using an oil cleanser first and then a different kind of cleanser. I don't wear makeup, and my sunscreen is rarely a waterproof sunscreen. So I just cleanse twice with the cleanser in the evening to make sure I get everything off.
That's fair, yeah. And
Yeah,
I only wear makeup pretty minimally nowadays. And I did find that if you are wearing makeup, like a full face of makeup, the cleanser can sometimes have a hard time by itself. So using an oil-based cleanser with it for a double cleanse. Before. Sorry. Yeah.
So if I were wearing a waterproof sunscreen, and I had an oil cleanser, which I don't right now, that's something I might pick back up later. It might be dry enough here that is actually better for my skin, and I need to figure that out in the winter. But I really do like using an oil-based cleanser on dry skin first with dry hands, because like attracts like, so it's going to pull oil and stuff from your skin that you might not want, like excess oil. But if your hands are wet or your face is wet, it cannot do the job. Water-resistant sunscreen is meant to keep water from breaking it down, and like waterproof mascara and stuff.
Gotcha.
So making sure everything is dry when you apply the oil helps everything come off better. If I wanted to start double cleansing and using an oil cleanser before my cleanser again, I would need to find a new kind. I stopped using anything from The Ordinary because they are owned by Estee Lauder, which is a Zionist corporation.
Ugh.
So that used to be what I used. So I need to find a different one I like. So I'm contemplating that for the winter, but I have some time. So after my cleanser, I hop out of the shower. And
you could probably just step. You don't have to hop.
I have to hop out of the shower. I hop out of the shower like a precious little bun.
It's a skincare thing.
It's a skincare thing. I hop out of the shower like a precious little bun, and then I apply, it is called the Skin Utility Gel from Prequel. It's meant to be a barrier that is lighter. It's more breathable. It doesn't feel like your skin is trapped under the most occlusive thing you can put on your skin is Vaseline.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because I was about to say, so it's like a little bit more chill version of Vaseline, like petroleum jelly,
but way, way dialed down. So
okay,
it dries. Cool. So it helps my skin, which I have just gotten wet and put a humectant on. It seals that in enough without leaving me a greasy mess.
Nice.
Because after that comes my red light.
Roxanne.
Yes, I turn on that red light.
Turn on that red light for your skin.
So red light therapy has become very popular, and there are so many items on the market now that claim that they do LED red light therapy stuff. I've had friends ask me, that's made up, right? And I'm like, it's actually not. It's actually super backed by science.
When Brianne first told me about this, I was like, oh, red light therapy. Yeah, it is real.
It is real.
She has shown me the articles. It is a real thing. It does do stuff for reals.
Yes.
Just want to say that.
If you have the right red light.
Yeah.
So I got something called a light stim wand, secondhand on Poshmark. I know.
I know something about wands.
Not that kind of a wand.
Oh,
It's not
sorry.
magic.
I just heard stem and wand, and I got a little.
Yeah, you got excited. I know. But I got a light stem wand secondhand. These things can be really expensive, and sadly, it is one of those things where usually what you get is what you pay for, because to make the light the right frequency and intensity to have the desired effect on your skin, it is expensive to put that many actual like red LEDs and to manufacture it. The whole point, so I'm ahead of myself. The whole point is something called photobiomodulation. So we know our skin changes in response to light. Usually we're seeing it as being like UVB and it burns, and you might tan and you might get some freckles and that kind of thing. Yeah. It's also how your body is manufacturing vitamin D, which is your skin has a whole process where it comes into contact with that light.
And why you shouldn't tan your taint.
Don't do it.
Taint tanning.
Taint tanning. Just visible light can also affect other skin conditions, like my rosacea can flare from that. If you have lupus, your butterfly rash on your face might get activated by visible light exposure. People experiencing melasma. So your skin reacts to light all the time. So this very specific band of red light helps your skin create more collagen. It stimulates these things called fibroblasts, and it is reductive, but basically the collagen and elastin factory workers. Collagen and elastin are basically what the structure of your skin is made out of. You produce less and less of it as you get older, and the sun is damaging it. That's why sun exposure make you wrinkly. The UVA rays get down in there, chew up the collagen and elastin, and the older you get, the less your skin can make up for what is getting damaged by the sun. The red light wand, not only does it help your collagen and elastin, but it is also anti-inflammatory, which is a big part of the reason I got it. So when I started developing my rosacea, I got interested because this is a very common treatment that in a dermatologist's office or a med spa they would use for someone with rosacea to help calm down that inflammation. So it helps me when I have acne that's about to pop up. And just anecdotally, I feel like it doesn't last as long and it's not quite as inflamed. Yeah. It helps, and anything that can help get rid of some of that inflammation. Is this something people need to go out and get? No, you don't. It's absolutely not necessary. This is a hobby for me also. I'm not just taking care of my skin. This is also a hobby. If you take anything away from this, the sunscreen and washing your face at night are the most important. Yeah. The rest is not absolutely necessary. So I've locked in the moisture for my skin, and I do my red light wand. After my red light wand comes azelaic acid. I use a prescription strength azelaic acid. I will just say that the prescription strength is available without a prescription in Australia, and I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not recommending anything. I'm just saying azelaic acid is an ingredient that is extremely gentle and good for rosacea.
That makes sense.
So azelaic acid is something that also helps acne, and it is an acid that is naturally produced by the fungus that lives on your skin.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You have all kinds of critters.
And fungus just naturally living on them.
So when you get dandruff, that's actually a fungus. Your ecosystem has been disrupted, and that fungus is just growing too much.
Yeah,
so that's what fungal acne does too. There's another condition that fungus can cause that a lot of people tend to get in the summer when it's humid and muggy, called tinea versicolor. And tinea versicolor means you have a bunch of spots where it seems like the melanin in your skin has just kind of disappeared. So you have much lighter spots, and it happens on the back and the chest pretty often, and humid places in the summer where people are prone to it.
Like little pale spots, basically?
Little pale spots. So someone said, hey, by what mechanism is this skin getting lighter? What about this fungus is doing that? And that's how they kind of discovered azelaic acid. And when they were able to just get the azelaic acid themselves, they discovered, this helps people with discoloration in the skin, like melasma and post-acne marks. It helps because it keeps your skin from taking that melanin, because when your skin is damaged, there's increased melanin production. There's a whole there's a whole cascade of discoloration that can happen in the skin. And azelaic acid tells the little messengers, this protein called tyrosinase, that kind of helps take the melanin to the skin and hold it there and like make that acne mark stay, make that melasma stay. So the azelaic acid said, no, ain't gonna happen. You get out of here. No discoloration today. So when you just use the azelaic acid, if you have darker skin, it's not going to suddenly make you lose all of your melanin. Azelaic acid can also help with some gentle exfoliation. So with my rosacea, I don't use a chemical exfoliant really because my skin is just so sensitive that it flares my rosacea. So I use my azelaic acid. There's also over-the-counter azelaic acid you can use. It's just a lower percentage. I found that helpful as well, but I wanted the prescription stuff. So next comes something I want to do an entire episode about, and that's my tretinoin.
Yeah, good old tretinoin, your best friends.
Tretinoin. So retinoic acid is something that is on your skin as it is. It is a derivative of vitamin A, and retinoids are what you call the family of things that your skin turns into retinoic acid.
Okay.
So in cosmetic stuff, you'll see this is a retinol or a retinal, and that is what you can get over the counter. And basically with retinol, your skin has to turn it into retinaldehyde and then has to turn that retinaldehyde into retinoic acid. So you have two things your skin has to do before it is the thing it can actually use. You can get retinaldehyde serums over the counter. And those your skin just has to go through one step to turn it into retinoic acid.
They just cut to the chase.
So tretinoin is the prescription that is the retinoic acid your skin can immediately use. So I put it on my face. It doesn't have to do anything with it. It could just use it immediately. Any retinoids, if you are someone who is looking to stop acne, really. Acne is the big reason I use it. So the first time I used a retinoic acid product, Retin-A Micro had just come out, and I was like 17. Yeah, I was like 17. And a doctor said, here, let's try this for your acne. Because I had been on like oral antibiotics and all kinds of stuff. I had been on everything under the sun. So I was just told to put this on, and it felt like my face was going to slough off like a lizard.
Oh, no.
It can be really intense, and you're supposed to titrate it, which is basically slowly start it, because you can get what's called retinoid dermatitis, or colloquially the retinol uglies.
Oh, no.
So it increases skin cell turnover. So when you have a pimple, that pimple has been cooking under your skin for about a month. It is at the end of its life cycle. It is at the end of its life cycle by the time you're seeing it.
Okay.
So what retinoids do, and all retinoids do this, I'm just using the hardcore one. What retinoids do is they make your skin cells generate and slough off faster, so they don't get the chance to clog your pores and react with the bacteria and cook up that pimple deep under the skin.
More skin, please. That's what retinol is saying.
More skin, please.
More skin, please. More.
And slough it off faster, which is why it makes it look like you're glowing.
Get it
because
out of here.
you literally but you have a retinol glow because you have taken all of the extra skin cells off the top layer of your skin that would be hiding what's actually underneath, so you look glowier.
Oh, yeah, because I imagine an extra layer of skin cells would be very mattifying and would dull your skin tone.
Yes, so that's why people get like a retinol glow. When they started, it's one of the most, apart from sunscreen, it's probably like the second most researched skin ingredient. It not only helps acne, but they discovered because it's increasing skin cell turnover, the collagen that's deeper in your skin, it is also making it produce more of that.
Nice.
So that is why it gets used for anti-aging stuff a lot. The azelaic acid and the tretinoin are 100% what has helped my acne the most. And those are the two actives I use. So then after I have applied my tretinoin, I apply my moisturizer, which is another prequel one. And it is their barrier therapy It has colloidal oatmeal in it, so when I have an eczema flare, I just really like it on hand. It is a massive tube for $18, and it lasts me forever.
It really does last a long time.
Lasts a long fucking time.
Yeah.
And then right before bed, I use the Prequel Skin Utility Balm as an eye cream. Most eye creams are a scam. Sometimes they'll be formulated to give you like retinol around the eye area in a more gentler format, and I think that's worth it if you're doing that. But because I'm just using tretinoin, I don't worry about that. But most eye creams are a scam. If it is a fragrance-free moisturizer that is safe for your face, it's probably safe for around your eyes. So I use that as an eye cream because I get pretty dry around there, and I use it around my nose and around my smile lines because I tend to get drier around there. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it.
You know, if this sounded like a lot of steps, just imagine accidentally interrupting her in the middle of it. Like, it's bad. Woe be upon ye.
But really, to summarize, morning, splash face with cold water, vitamin C, sunscreen whenever there's exposed skin. Mm-hmm. Evening, I wash my face, I apply my azelaic acid, I apply my tretinoin, I apply moisturizer and an eye cream.
And laser.
That's, my zapping, yes, but that's even extra. And I haven't been doing that as much lately because we've just been so overwhelmed. So I do that when I can. So this is not like a 12-step Korean skincare routine. This is more than people need to do, but not like absurd. There was like a skincare routine from, God, what's her face? She's from Pretty Little Liars. It was like one of those skincare routine videos, but it was like my 58-step skincare routine.
Oh my God.
And this is not one of those. But yeah, acne is not your fault. Do not buy into luxury skincare. A lot of the time when you're seeing everyone use a certain ingredient, it is literally for SEO in the Sephora search bar. I will have notes with links to everything I use, even though, as I said, the actual products I'm using are not the most important part. It's the ingredients that are in them. So if you find one that's accessible to you. Oh, and if you can't get prescription tretinoin, but you want something more hardcore for your acne, adapalene is a retinoid that is a third-generation retinoid that's over the counter.
Gotcha. Yeah, not to be confused with a trambapaline, which is the thing you jump up and down on.
Yes, no, this is adapalene, and it has also been shown to have the, effects of reversing sun damage that tretinoin has. So it is the strongest one you could get over the counter, and I would absolutely recommend it.
Got it.
It's usually pretty cheap. I like the acne-free adapalene that is like a 3-month supply for $30.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Anyway, thanks for letting me have an easy one. My brain is so tired. Usually these are things that my brain has been like, ooh, what is that about? And I feel like going to go research it. And my brain has been so overloaded with too many things to think about that I was like, oh, damn. Because usually with these, it's like, oh, I was accidentally researching this the other day. We can do that as an Infodumpies. And I haven't been doing that lately. So I was like, I can always dump about my skincare routine.
Yeah. My personal rule is that if I go onto a wiki page for something that I've never been on a wiki page for, I just bookmark that in case I continue to go deeper and it needs to be an Infodumpies, which is exactly what happened for my next topic that you'll see in a while.
There we go. Ooh, our first cliffhanger. Let's leave it at that. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hey, skincare friends. Thanks for being so understanding on Instagram that I needed to take an episode that was a little easier for myself with the month that I'd been having. I had fun just dumping about my skincare routine, so I appreciate everyone on Instagram who helped me pick a topic for this one. But just the normal housekeeping section. If you want to help us out, the absolute best way you can do that is telling other people about the show, posting about it on social media, sharing about it in your Discord server, in your favorite subreddit, whatever. Post about it somewhere you think other people who would like the episode would find it and want to listen to it. If you are in a place to support us monetarily, you can go to the show details and check out the link to our Patreon page. The Mixed Number Patreon starts at just $1 a month, and you can join our Discord server where we have fun events and streams and play Jackbox games. And I've got body doubling that I'm going to be doing here in a little bit with folks in the server. And it's a nice server to be a part of. And when you support us on Patreon, you support all of the Mixnomer stuff we're making right now and the stuff we want to make in the future and that we're working on. And it will include bonus content for basically everything we make. So like for this episode, there's going to be comprehensive notes on the Patreon with links to all of the skincare products that I mentioned that are purchasable without a prescription, essentially, but I will be including links to all of the stuff I use and recommendations and things, so it'll be like you have a handy written handout about everything I talked about. And when you support us on Patreon at certain levels, you can get a shout out, like our friends Randy Lovings, Rachel Rachelson, Sewing Seraph, B. Trossler, Helen Clifford, M. Mosen, Lucy, Nicole Valdivieso, Natasha Neves, and Carl G. Brooks. If you want to see what Violet and I are up to on social media, you can go to the show details and find our social media handles. And if you want to also support us in another way that is not monetarily, you can leave a cute review and make sure that you subscribe on the podcatcher of your choice. Well, I think that's all I have for you today. Clever sign off.